Heartwarming moments on paternity court.
Mr. Doris, you are his father.
Take you,
Damn. Get that up out of here, boo.
No, you do. That's pretty good. I love you, man.
You are the father.
Mr. Doris was facing off against Miss Newell over the paternity of Laval Doris Jr. Now add $30,000 worth of child support, and the stakes were through the roof for these guys. The plaintiff needed a green light to launch an explanation on why he denied paternity. Well, we were here for it.
I was about 11, 12 years old, and I was riding a bike with no seat on it, and my brakes went out, and I flipped over the handlebars, and the poles went up into my groins. I was in the hospital for 37 days. I had to learn how to walk all over again. The doctor told me it's a possibility that I won't be able to have children.
A not so heartwarming start to this tale, right? Moving on, the baby mama had another version to share of how the first meeting went down. It's a mix of bus stops, family members' porches, and questionable acquaintances, all rolled into one.
We met on the bus stop, had a small conversation, engaged in it while waiting on my bus, talked a little bit, found out our birthdays are the same day. Ooh, wild coincidence, I'm 1 year older than him. You're gonna turn around and tell me that another man was at my grandfather's house? How? I wasn't even living there, first of all. Second of all, we were living together when my son was conceived.
But that don't make Junior mine.
Buckle up, because things are about to get messier. Oh yeah, the suspicions take a sizzling turn when Mr. Doris finds a few questionable items in a diaper bag, of all places. Wow. Accusations fly, and trust goes straight downhill.
Stop lying, please stop lying. Because see, for one, you wasn't even allowed in my grandfather's house. So
No, you was at my house when I found the pictures. You was in my bedroom. The nudie pictures out.
Mr. Doris,
Come
the
on,
person
man.
in question,
Come on.
I didn't meet this person till after my son turned a year old.
Your aunt-
This person stepped up to the plate and was a man to my son and is still a man and a father to my son till this day.
Cue the hurt and betrayal. Baby mommy straight up denied that it was her in those pictures, but the bell had rung, and baby daddy started connecting other dots, starting from the guy he had seen around Miss Newell.
So from that point, you didn't trust her.
No more.
At some point, you said you saw her with another man.
Yes.
And when was this?
This was like the end of the 4 months we was together. She was pregnant already. I know she's pregnant.
So if she's already pregnant, why would you question whether or not you're the father?
She with other guys.
Because you feel like she was also with those other guys before.
Yes.
Things weren't heating, folks. They were boiling over. Arguments escalate over phone calls, state lines, and the alleged Facebook post. Mama was adamant about the other man stepping up as the father, but that didn't sit too well with the plaintiff.
This man walked in and stood up and be the dad to not only his son, but a son that I had before him. And still to this day, this man don't care what nobody says because he potty trained him. He taught him how to walk. He taught him how to be a man. Not this fool, but him. So yes, he's gonna continue to stand up and say that he's my son's dad. And still to this day, my son acknowledges him as his dad.
In the middle of all this paternity turmoil, the baby daddy ends up revealing how he drove from Alabama to get Lavelle. Even though he had his doubts, he still came to get him. Now, that's heart-melting, no?
I stopped what I doing. That week was over. I stopped what I doing. Took a day off work from Alabama, rented a car, and drove 800 miles to Chicago to get this boy.
Did he pick him up?
Your
At
Honor,
the
see,
time he
I
came
didn't
one
come
at a
to-
time.
Your Honor, let me explain.
You
One
just
at
asked
a
me a
time.
question.
Now explain.
I'm asking Miss Newell, did
Okay.
he come to your house to get him?
Yeah, he came to my house.
And then did he pick him up?
No, he didn't take him anywhere.
Not only that, Mr. Doris had also signed the birth certificate, knowing the medical condition made it pretty impossible for the kid to be his. So why did he do that? It's a beautiful sentiment as to why he ended up acknowledging paternity.
I had doubts, but I was so happy to have a son. And this is something that's been bothering me for the longest, Your Honor.
Yeah, it's been
It's
bothering
been
you
bothering
since Facebook.
my mother. It's been bothering her. May her soul rest in peace. While we battling breast cancer with her, also I'm dealing with this Facebook.
No, you wouldn't.
Your Honor, if he's my son, I don't have no problem paying that.
Finally, Lavelle Jr. stepped up and spoke out. Now, he had a fatherless life, which is no easy feat to accomplish. And listen to him. The supposed baby daddy couldn't help but appreciate the guy.
What I'm trying to understand from you, Mr. Doris, is there is a level of adoration for this young man
Yes, it is.
you have, and I'm trying to understand, Is it because you love the fact that he's your namesake? He's a handsome, smart young man, but you still have doubts? Or do you even really have a doubt?
Well, the game-changing moment was here. The judge had the results, and whether those results would be the key to solving this decade-long mystery or not, well, that was about to be seen right now.
Mr. Doris, you are his father.
Take me out.
Damn. Get that up out of here, boo.
I love you, dude. That's pretty good. I love you, man.
Mr. Milner insisted that he had been led down a garden path, believing he fathered Miss Heath's son. Now, he loved the baby boy, but the paternity doubts were a real thorn on his side. It's a case filled with love, doubt, and a dash of deception.
I feel like she been deceiving me because when I first met her, I told her straight up what I want. And that is, I want a family. I want to be a family man. I'm done reading the streets. I'm really tired of that. And I feel like at the time, as soon as I said that, the light came up above her head like, bing, I got me a duck. You heard me? I'm finna go ahead and pluck this man for whatever I can. And that's why I'm here. I really need this test.
Now imagine the plaintiff, the self-proclaimed family man, met Miss Heath, who might just be a mastermind in the art of deception, or so he said. Their relationship began like a rom-com script, filled with the underlying sarcasm and doubts the size of boulders.
We was over there out riding with a friend. She was with a family member. Her little family member done stopped my homeboy. And that's when I seen her. Ooh, wait, let me get this little thing. I just moved to Texas, you hear me? I'm from Louisiana. And then when I seen her, and I needed something, you know what I'm saying? I need to be a female to talk to and get to know.
Well,
Okay.
it wasn't just that easy, though.
As we dive deeper, we get to know that Mr. Milner, the hopeful father, started questioning the speed of it all. Yep, the pregnancy took only a couple of weeks, and that gave him whiplash.
I was excited. Then I started having doubt. I'm like, dang, hold up.
He didn't have a response, Your Honor.
And I
What
was
made you
excited.
say, hold up, hold up, hold up?
Sure, we just met. And you pregnant 2-3 weeks later?
His family members is the reason why.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, so this happened quickly after you met.
quicker. It was very quick.
Quickly. We
The relationship
we met
was
August.
quick.
You pregnant by that August the 14th.
It's time to spill the tea on how the baby mama ended up pregnant. And oh boy, it's a whirlwind romance. They barely had any time to binge watch a series together before she dropped the pregnancy bomb. His reaction? Well, he went from elation to serious contemplation.
I kept trying to make sure with my doctor that I had the conception dates right. When the date got moved back, I was like, maybe it could be another, the other gentleman.
I thought you all were in a committed relationship.
It happened prior to Mr. Milner. That's why I don't understand. I understand his doubt, but I don't understand the fuel to his fire is like I cheated on him. I did not.
With all the pestering doubts, the baby daddy still signed the birth certificate, and his justification will make you feel all the right feels. However, condom fiascos, calendars, and intimate encounters turned into a tangled web of uncertainty. Was it a love potion or just a series of unfortunate events?
It could be mine. I don't know. I'm just, at the time, I love her. And I want that family. And when I seen him, I want a son. I already got 2 daughters. I want a son. I want that more than anything else.
But you have this doubt that just won't go away.
It won't.
Well, the battle continues. Mommy was claiming she had not thrown caution out the window. But guess what? Judge Lake had proof of Miss Heath deviating from her statement recorded earlier. Uh-oh.
Did you ever tell the other man that he could be the biological father?
No, man, when I called him, I strictly asked him about the condom. Period, point blank. He was like, no, you made sure that I used condoms. He was like, so I should, he was like, we stopped messing around before this, all of this transpired. And he said that nothing happened with the condom. The other gentleman is married, ma'am.
Caught in a bold-faced lie, weren't we? Well, we bet baby mama did not see that one coming. But hold on, because it appears there was one more key piece of information missing as well. The other guy was in a committed, married relationship too. Wow, woman.
Your Honor, while I was messing with this gentleman, I was not aware that he was married until my relative came to me after I had already started a relationship because we never treated it as such. She said, well, he's still messing with his wife. I was like, well, why you didn't tell me this prior? Because I don't mess with married men. That is not my cup of tea.
The suspense reached its climax. It was time to spill the beans on the DNA result. Will there be new heartwarming beings for these guys? Or more sorrow? We are about to find out.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Milner, you are the father. Oh, wow, I haven't seen you smile like this, Mr. Milner.
It feel good, it feel great.
A long-lost father and a daughter duo finally meet after 25 years of separation. Their quest for the truth was riddled with suspense, and the DNA results held the key to unraveling this family mystery. Let's dive right in then.
All right, so Ms. Garcia, why are today's results so important to you?
Since I was 16, I felt lost. A part of me just disappeared. I felt empty. The man that is supposed to be my father, I can't get close to him. I don't want to get close to him because if I do, I feel like he's just gonna leave again.
While the daughter narrated how her life had been with a father, Mama couldn't help but get tearful. Guess it was her love for her daughter that finally pushed her to get some very real answers that she deserved. And in doing so, she was ready to face her past head on. Now that was all-worthy.
Timothy and I dated for a short period of time. I got together with my ex. I didn't find out I was pregnant till after I got with my ex. There was a possibility that, it could be his or it could be Timothy's at the time.
Without waiting any further, Judge Lake brought in the man this mother-daughter claimed could be her father. Better get some tissues ready, people, because you are gonna get misty-eyed. Moreover, the way the guy got to know about her daughter's existence was one heck of a way to find out, that's for sure.
So take me to that day. How did you find out? What happened?
Basically, I was on Facebook one day, and I ran into, this face, and I'm like, this girl looks familiar, So I decided to reach out to her, touch base. We started communicating then. Mr. Concentration, she comes out and she's just like, I have your daughter.
Talk about people you should know.
Next up, Ms. Sanchez sheds light on how she and Mr. Brent first met. They lived close by, and things took off from there. However, the situation took a nosedive when baby mama pulled the disappearing act on the defendant. But by that time, the bun was in the oven, ready to be cooked and served.
How long after that did you find out you're pregnant?
When I went to a gynecologist, I was already like 2 or 3 months pregnant. I had let my ex know there's a possibility that the baby may not be yours, but we both vowed to each other that we would give Monica a mother and a father and bring her up.
Miss Garcia had slight problems with Mama's version of how the events went down, and recounting those events brought all kinds of emotions in her. Guess the years of pent-up sadness and disappointment were finally catching up to her. In the midst of this all, the conception window shines bright like a diamond.
In order for her to get on government assistance, we had to do a DNA test. So we did that DNA test, and I'm thinking, well, there's no point. It's gonna come back that he's mine, but it came back that he wasn't. And that's when just the whole can of worms came out, so.
And how did that change your relationship with this man?
It changed it dramatically.
Oh, baby, that window was complicated to say the least. The judge brought her calculator to the rescue. However, it didn't rescue the situation, man. Nuh-uh. The math wasn't adding up, and it showed on the poor daughter's face.
Miss Sanchez, were there any other men you were dating at that time besides the man you were with and Mr. Bryant? Because we just added this up, and it doesn't add up.
I know.
So, Mr. Bryant, what are you feeling?
Like I said, it don't add up. That's sad because she's lost here, not knowing who her dad is.
What little hope the daddy and daughter had seemed to be slipping right out of their fingers. And yet the defendant had established a fatherly bond with Miss Monica as best as one could in the last couple of months.
Monica, I know this has been a difficult day of testimony, hon. And after hearing everything that's been set forth today, what are you thinking? What are you feeling?
Well, now I just have a whole bunch of doubt. I had a little bit of hope coming in, and now it's just all out the window.
Well, the suspense was peaking as we neared the grand revelation. The DNA results were in, and the future of the plaintiff rode heavily on it. Emotions were running high. Let's see whether she finally gets the answer she's been searching for or not.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Bryant, you are the father.